What if the ordinary sweet potato sitting in your kitchen pantry right now, the one slowly sprouting eyes because it sat forgotten a bit too long, could become a genuinely stunning miniature tree, complete with a thick, exposed trunk and a lush, sculpted canopy, using nothing but water and a bit of patient training? That is exactly the surprising trend behind sweet potato bonsai, and once you understand this simple step-by-step method, you will look at every sprouting pantry vegetable as a potential living sculpture rather than kitchen waste. Sweet potato bonsai is not a traditional bonsai practice in the strict horticultural sense, since it does not involve the decades-long dwarfing techniques classic bonsai artists apply to woody trees. But it borrows heavily from bonsai's core visual principles: an exposed, sculptural trunk, careful pruning, and a deliberately shaped canopy, all applied to a genuinely accessible, fast-growing vegetable almost anyone already has on hand. The technique works by partially submerging a sweet potato tuber in water, allowing roots to develop from the submerged portion, while the exposed upper section develops sprouting vines that are then trained and pruned into a compact, tree-like canopy shape, creating a striking living display that matures in weeks rather than years. Starting your sweet potato bonsai begins with selecting a firm, healthy tuber free of soft spots or mold, ideally one that has already begun showing small sprouting eyes, a sign the tuber is biologically ready to actively grow. Insert 3 or 4 toothpicks around the tuber's midsection, then suspend it over a glass or jar of water using those toothpicks as a resting ledge, positioning the tuber so its lower half sits submerged while the upper half, where you want your eventual canopy to develop, remains above the waterline. Place your suspended tuber in a bright, warm location, and change the water every few days to prevent stagnation and bacterial buildup, watching for roots to begin emerging from the submerged end within 1 to 2 weeks, followed shortly by small sprouts emerging from eyes along the exposed upper portion. Once your tuber has developed a healthy root system and several vigorous sprouts, the actual bonsai-style training begins, and this is where the project transforms from simple sprouting into genuine living sculpture. As sprouts grow to a few inches in length, begin selectively pinching back the growing tips of each shoot, encouraging branching rather than long, single-direction vine growth. Much like pinching back a traditional bonsai tree's, new growth encourages a fuller, more compact canopy structure. Remove any sprouts growing from the tuber's lower, submerged portion entirely, since your goal is to concentrate all visible growth into the upper canopy area, creating that classic bonsai silhouette of a defined, exposed trunk section, topped by a proportionally scaled crown of foliage. Transitioning your sweet potato bonsai from water to a more permanent growing medium typically happens once the root system has developed substantially, generally within 3 to 4 weeks of initial water propagation. Some growers keep their sweet potato bonsai in water indefinitely, changing it regularly and adding a diluted liquid fertilizer periodically, since the tuber itself contains substantial stored energy reserves capable of sustaining vigorous growth for an extended period, even without soil contact. Others transfer the rooted tuber into a shallow, wide bonsai-style container filled with well-draining potting soil, burying only the root system while keeping the tuber's body and trunk-like upper section exposed above the soil line. Closely mimicking the exposed root and trunk display classic bonsai specimens are specifically prized for. Caring for your sweet potato bonsai as it matures follows a genuinely different rhythm than caring for a sweet potato grown for actual root harvest, since your goal here is sustained, sculptural foliage display rather than maximizing tuber size for eating. Regular pruning remains the single most important ongoing task, since sweet potato vines grow vigorously and will quickly overwhelm your carefully shaped canopy if left unchecked for even a couple of weeks, meaning a genuine weekly grooming habit, checking for wayward shoots and pinching back overly long growth, keeps your living sculpture looking intentional rather than shaggy and overgrown. Light requirements for a thriving sweet potato bonsai are refreshingly straightforward, since sweet potatoes are naturally sun-loving plants that want at least 6 hours of bright light daily to support vigorous, healthy foliage development. A south or west-facing windowsill provides excellent natural light for an indoor display, while a partially shaded outdoor patio spot works well during warm months if you prefer to display your bonsai outside through the growing season. Insufficient light produces pale, stretched, leggy growth that undermines the compact, sculptural silhouette this entire project depends on, making bright light genuinely non-negotiable for a visually successful result. Temperature considerations matter significantly as well, since sweet potatoes are tropical in origin and genuinely dislike cold conditions. performing best in the 65 to 85 degree Fahrenheit range, typical of most indoor home environments, while temperatures below 50 degrees can stress or damage the plant considerably, making this project much better suited to an indoor windowsill display through cooler months compared to a genuinely unprotected outdoor location. There is real scientific reasoning behind why sweet potatoes specifically lend themselves so well to this particular technique. Plant physiology research into tuber biology has documented how sweet potato tubers store substantial carbohydrate reserves specifically adapted to fuel vigorous vegetative regrowth, an evolutionary trait that in nature allows the plant to regenerate quickly after damage or dormancy, which is precisely the stored energy reserve this bonsai technique deliberately taps into to sustain sprouting and canopy growth, even in the relatively resource-limited setting of a water jar or shallow container. Horticultural research into apical dominance, the biological mechanism by which a plant's main growing tip suppresses side branch development, has additionally confirmed why the pinching and pruning central to this technique works so reliably, since removing that dominant growing tip specifically triggers increased branching from lower buds, directly producing the fuller, more compact canopy shape this bonsai-style training aims to achieve. The broader effect of engaging in this kind of hands-on, sculptural plant project carries genuine documented wellness value, closely related to research on other creative, absorbing garden crafts discussed throughout broader horticultural therapy literature. Occupational therapy research into bonsai and bonsai-adjacent plant training activities has specifically noted that the ongoing, deliberate attention this kind of pruning and shaping work requires engages a particular sustained, mindful focus that participants consistently describe as calming and genuinely meditative, a quality closely tied to the broader wellness benefits documented across hands-on gardening and craft activities more generally. There is also a specific appeal tied to this project's genuinely fast timeline compared to traditional bonsai practice, since watching a visible, sculptural result emerge within weeks rather than the years or decades classic woody bonsai specimens require, offers a considerably more immediately rewarding experience for beginners specifically drawn to bonsai's aesthetic without the extended patience traditional practice demands. Watering a sweet potato bonsai depends on whether you have kept your specimen in water or transitioned it to soil. For a water-based display, simply maintain the water level consistently at the same submersion point along the tuber's midsection, refreshing the water entirely every 3 to 5 days to prevent bacterial buildup and maintain adequate oxygen levels around the developing root system. For a soil transition specimen, check moisture about an inch deep near the exposed tuber, watering thoroughly whenever that depth feels dry. Generally every few days depending on your container's specific drainage and your home's ambient humidity, taking care not to bury the tuber's exposed upper trunk section beneath soil or standing water, since that exposed section should remain relatively dry to maintain the visual trunk effect this technique specifically aims for. Fertilizing supports vigorous, healthy canopy growth throughout your sweet potato bonsai's display life, particularly important for a water-based specimen that lacks the ongoing nutrient access soil naturally provides. Add a heavily diluted, balanced liquid fertilizer to your water reservoir every 2 to 3 weeks, or work a similarly diluted feeding into your regular watering routine for a soil-based display, supporting the sustained foliage production this project depends on for its ongoing sculptural appeal. Pruning, as established earlier, functions as the genuine core maintenance task for this entire project, and a consistent weekly check, pinching back any shoot growing beyond your intended canopy silhouette, and removing any unwanted growth emerging from the trunk's lower, exposed section, keeps your living sculpture looking deliberately shaped rather than allowed to sprawl unchecked. Even a well-maintained sweet potato bonsai runs into predictable challenges, though nearly all of them have simple, beginner-friendly solutions. A tuber that fails to sprout at all after a couple of weeks in water typically indicates either an unhealthy starting tuber or water temperature that is genuinely too cold to trigger active growth, addressed by starting with a fresh, healthy tuber and relocating your setup to a warmer spot near a heat source or bright window. Yellowing or wilting leaves on an otherwise established specimen often point to insufficient light, so relocate your display to a brighter window or supplement with a simple grow light positioned close to the canopy. Root rot, recognizable by a mushy, foul-smelling submerged section, usually results from infrequent water changes allowing bacterial buildup, resolved by refreshing water more regularly. and, if the rot has progressed significantly, trimming away the affected tissue before it spreads further into otherwise healthy tuber material. And if your canopy grows lopsided or uneven despite regular pruning, rotating your display a quarter turn every few days ensures all sides receive equal light exposure. Correcting the tendency plants naturally have to grow more vigorously toward their strongest available light source, rather than developing the balanced, symmetrical canopy this project specifically aims to achieve. Selecting the right container and finishing touches meaningfully elevates a sweet potato bonsai from a simple kitchen science project into a genuinely striking piece of living decor, and thinking through a few additional presentation choices helps the finished display feel intentional rather than accidental. A shallow, wide, unglazed ceramic bonsai pot, the classic style associated with traditional bonsai display, provides an authentic visual pairing for your sculpted tuber, though any shallow, stable dish or bowl works perfectly well for beginners not yet ready to invest in specialty bonsai containers. Adding a thin layer of decorative moss around the base of the exposed tuber, once transitioned to soil, creates a finished, polished look that echoes traditional bonsai presentation, while also helping retain a bit of surface moisture around the root zone. And some growers add small decorative stones or a miniature figurine at the tuber's base. Following the broader bonsai tradition of incorporating small-scaled accessories that enhance the sense of miniature landscape scale, this display style aims to create. Consider the visual relationship between your tuber's specific shape, some naturally elongated and trunk-like, others rounder and more compact, and the container you eventually choose, since a longer, more sculptural tuber often benefits from a shallow, elongated dish that echoes its own form, while a rounder tuber can look genuinely striking centered within a simple round bowl. Photographing your bonsai's progress every week or two, from the same consistent angle, creates a satisfying visual record of its transformation from a simple sprouting tuber into a fully shaped canopy, and many enthusiasts specifically enjoy sharing this progression as part of the project's overall appeal. Training technique deserves closer attention beyond basic pinching, since more advanced shaping genuinely separates a haphazardly sprouting tuber from a deliberately sculpted living display. Wrapping soft plant wire loosely around individual young shoots, similar to traditional bonsai wiring technique applied to woody branches, allows you to gently guide the direction specific stems grow in, encouraging an asymmetrical, naturalistic canopy shape rather than simply pinching for fullness alone. Remove this training wire before it grows tight enough to constrict the stem as it thickens, checking your wired shoots every week or two, and adjusting or removing wire promptly to avoid scarring the still tender young growth. Selectively removing entire shoots, rather than just pinching growing tips, helps establish a clearer sense of individual branches within your canopy, mimicking the deliberate branch selection process traditional bonsai artists apply to their own woody specimens over a considerably longer timeframe. Timing your project relative to your sweet potato's natural growth cycle improves your odds of a genuinely vigorous, successful display. Tubers already showing natural sprouting, often visible on a sweet potato that has simply sat in a pantry for several weeks, are ideal starting candidates, since this visible sprouting confirms the tuber retains genuine biological vigor rather than having entered a fully dormant or declining state. Spring and early summer generally offer the most successful starting window, given the naturally increasing daylight hours supporting vigorous growth, though a bright indoor grow light setup can support successful year-round starts regardless of outdoor season, particularly relevant for anyone in a region with genuinely short winter daylight hours. Additional research into vegetative propagation and ornamental vegetable display reinforces why this particular technique has resonated so strongly across home gardening and social media audiences alike. Horticultural research into vegetative propagation from stored tubers has confirmed that sweet potatoes specifically regenerate foliage growth with remarkable reliability and speed compared to many other common root vegetables, a biological trait directly responsible for this technique's high success rate even among genuinely first-time beginners with no prior propagation experience. Design and social media engagement research examining viral gardening content has separately noted that projects combining genuine horticultural technique with an unexpected, visually striking transformation. Precisely what an ordinary pantry vegetable becoming a sculptural miniature tree accomplishes, consistently generates strong audience engagement, since viewers encounter both a delightful visual surprise and a realistic, low-cost project they can immediately attempt themselves using material already sitting in their own kitchen. If you love learning about seasonal flowering plants, vegetables, gardening tips, and nature care, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Nature Nurture Hub, your home for year-round garden inspiration. Let's keep growing together.